experience the results, the software, and what this company has put into place. But I got to give it back to my man, Mr. Billy D. Scott. He's been in this industry. He's helped so many people have success, built some large organizations, and I'm really excited to have him on board with us. He's already been promoted, I think, 4 or 5 times in 5 days. So said a lot of great things about me, but Mr. Billy Scott is out there crushing it and blazing the trail in the Northern California marketplace. And so tonight we're going to have some fun. My name is Alfred Nixon. I've been with this wonderful company called FreedomPath for all of 5 days. And if you don't know me, we've been in this industry since I was 19. Our previous company we built, we put in over 600,000 people. But with this deal, we're going to put in over 1 million. And you have an opportunity to be at the forefront of the growth and the vision that we have set here. We're only 5 days in, and I'm going to share with you here tonight. I want to encourage you to write some notes, get into a quiet place, and be able to, I want you to write down how much it costs to cover all of your expenses in your household. We're going to show you how you can earn some supplemental revenue to kick out some of those expenses. And we're also going to show you our Wealth Path program and Freedom Path and everything that we put in place to help our clients, our communities, when it comes to financial literacy. So the front end, I'm going to cover all of that, who we are as a company, what we do. And then the back end, put a 5 in the chat if you open to earning some explosive revenue. We'll talk about how you can get paid, man. Shout out to Javar Young, boy. He got on his call. He say, Alfred, listen, I seen your post. I'm coming out of retirement for this one. He getting in early. So we're excited to be able to share something with you tonight that I think you'll feel the same way that Mr. Young has felt as well. So Freedom Path, the future of financial services. Super excited to be a part of this wonderful company. And one of the biggest pieces why we came here is the people that you see on the screen, our corporate staff. Shout out to our founder, Mr. Kevin Carroll. This gentleman has just poured revenue, time into putting this infrastructure in place when it comes to the technology is second to none. Austin is our COO. He's coding the compensation plan on the back end. Had an opportunity to meet with him as well. Kent Williams, our VP of sales, me and him worked together in a previous company where he was also a vice president, doing a wonderful job helping us on board. Shout out to Kent Williams. I seen you out there on the call, man. Appreciate your leadership, brother. And I got to give it back to Alexander, man. He's our director of the broker success. Always joke, Alexander and Austin, they look alike, but they two different people. Doing a great job here. Shout out to Corey and Jeff Joseph. Jeff Joseph is a big reason why we decided to partner here with Freedom Path. But this is our corporate and executive team, talking about A+ rated on the Better Business Bureau. They're getting the job done and leading by example. But I want to share something with you guys. Know my background comes from financial literacy, and it's 3 barriers that we believe that, happens for people when it comes to financial literacy. Number 1 is low credit scores, right? Bad credit can cost you over $200,000. When it comes to your mortgage, your auto, your credit card interest, most people, again, don't even have cash flow. That's a second barrier where revenue is not coming in as fast as you want. Put a 1 in the chat if you've seen those gas prices that's out there. I'm born and raised in Miami, lived in LA for 5 years, but I can tell you the prices has just gone through the roof. I think Miami is probably the most expensive place to live in the country right now. So Americans need cash flow. 60% of them don't even have a savings that can cover $500 when it comes to an unplanned expense. And the last barrier is just lack of financial literacy. That's cost Americans in just 2022 over $436 billion. And so these are 3 barriers that we discovered that people may fall into. And so what we've done is to create the solution for people that fall in these categories we talked about. And that's our Freedom Wealth platform here, man. We have our Freedom Wealth membership where you get access to our score path. That's going to help you improve your credit and give you all the tools to unlock all the type of financial opportunities you need. We also have Wealth Path. That's going to also give you the tools when it comes to estate planning, personal loans. We even have a debt tracker. So if you know somebody in debt, student loans, credit card, whatever, we got a system in place to help you get along that way. We also have Life Path. That's protecting your identity and putting together a local savings. And shout out to Business Path. I had a young lady that's on the call right now. She liked to set a lot of people up with actually incorporating their businesses and you can get that here. But our flagship is credit restoration. Ladies and gentlemen, why most people get involved with our platform, they scale their credit scores. And we've been able to go out there and do that. And you can see some of the results of some of the clients that have come through our process. Shout out to Miss Thompson. Her score went up 237 points. Put some fires in the chat. That's ridiculous. She started with a 542, and her score went up to 779 leveraging these services that you see here on tonight. We also got Miss Jefferson on her. Her score went up 142 points. Like, people is coming through this process, following the system and getting explosive results. That's what really got me here. Customer experience and actually getting real results through this platform, which has been awesome to see. And so to get started with our platform, Freedom Wealth, $189 for the customer, which is absolutely incredible, and $99 per month. You're going to get access to everything you see here on the screen: Score Path, Wealth Path, Life Path, and Business Path. And so what set us apart here? I always tell people, when you're looking at the industries and what you want to partner in, if people don't know, fintech is a massive industry. You're talking about 700 billion is projected to be that marketplace by 2030, and we fall in line in that space, ladies and gentlemen. You heard me talk about our Freedom Wealth platform when it comes to getting your credit and all those other things in place. But another reason I partnered here with this company is they own everything in-house. That's why when I show you on the back end how explosive these commissions are, that's why the company's able to do so. They don't have to pay a third party. They're partnered together and they built everything from scratch. One of the services that I'm really excited about, I know a ton of business owners. Put a 2 in the chat if you're a business owner or you know somebody that's a business owner. We have our own funding platform, ladies and gentlemen. We can help business owners get funding through our Bolt funding platform. Shout out to ID Club. We're super excited about that. That can protect your identity. And for those of you that's already in business, we can help you with our Freedom BCA, get you to get to the next level when it comes to business credit. So super excited about that. The back end, the technology that we have here. Here's the customer experience. And here what was another thing that was big for me. We're able to track. So when a client comes in, you have your back office with your credit tracker, where you can actually see the member that came in. You can see their start date. You can see what their current score is. You can see what they started with. You can see the next update on their credit score. You can see how many points increased. And the customer can see the same thing in real time. Put a 5 in the chat if that's impressive to you. You can actually see this in real time. And the customer can actually track all of the results that's happening. If you look here on the screen, you can see things that's been removed, what's been disputed, what's positive, what's negative. You can track all of that on the client's report, and they can see it as well as they go through the process to get their desired result with our platform. And same thing with the funding piece. We can see when the application came in, where they at in the process, and if they got approval. You can be able to track all of that through our financing, and also on the back end when they talk about the credit piece as well. And we also have Freedom Life. Then we got Jeff Joseph on the call, man. He's the gentleman that's over that. He's a life insurance instructor. That's a separate sector in the company, but if you have a license, you could generate some pretty significant commissions by offering life insurance to your marketplace. So that's just who we are, what we do, the back end of the company. That's important for me. I want to be involved with a company that I can get behind and share services with my heart to really be able to impact people's lives and also the community. And so let me go ahead and shift gears a little bit again. Put a 5 in the chat if you're open to earning some explosive income. And it's a reason why I'm saying 5. Ladies and gentlemen, if you decide to partner with us and become a broker, understand you in business for yourself, but you never by yourself. So you're going to have leaders like myself and Kent and so many different leaders on here doing calls just like this to help you grow your business. We even have a broker university that you can plug into and trainings that goes on every single day that you can plug into to be able to grow your business as you go out there and scale. And you keep hearing me say the word 5. Ladies and gentlemen, we get paid 5 different ways. And this is what kept me up at night when we was making a decision what company we want to partner with. When I seen this compensation plan, Javar Young, It would have made you going to get out of retirement by the end of this presentation, man, because I'm telling you, this thing here is increasingly and massively explosive. What have I told you? You heard me earlier say it's 189 to become a customer. Put a one in the chat if everybody heard that. 189 to become a customer. What have I told you? Every customer you bring in, you're going to make $75, which is cool. $75 up front. But one of the things I've seen, it's been probably one of the biggest things I've seen, is the residual income I make monthly per the customer. If you look here to the right, you will see your residual per customer is $29.70. Man, I had a young lady in our organization in the previous company. She had over 500 customers. So if she would have still had that process here, her residual income would have been over $15,000 a month just off of that one way you get paid. The residuals here is incredible. $75 up front, that's great, but the residuals is $29.70 a month for the life of that customer. Here goes some examples. If you were to go out there and bring in some customers, let's just say you come in 1 week, bring in 20 customers in our platform, yeah, you'll make the $1,500. But ladies and gentlemen, we have a bonus structure. Once you get to about 20 points, you can get a cab, right? And so in this platform, every customer is 1 point and every broker is 2 points. Let's just say you go out there, you get 20 customers, that's 20 points, $1,500, but you also just unlock the cab for another $2,500. You bring in 20 customers in a week. Ladies and gentlemen, you made $4,000. That's just one way you get paid. But here's another thing that excited me. Got to go back to the residual income piece. $29.70 a month. With those 20 customers, look at the bottom. $594 a month. That's your residual income starting with just 20 customers. And we got a lot of people on this call that know how to go out there and generate a customer base. So when I seen this, I was like, man, I can build an organization. Whether you want to build a team or not, you can get customers and make some significant revenue and also go on to building yourself a really, really strong residual income that's compounding month after month. The customer experience, people are going to want to be a part of Freedom Wealth, and that could be pretty significant, right? So let's go on. If you want to go out there and build a team, what have I told you again? It was team building bonuses. These bonuses are paid out based off product points. Again, you get 1 point per customer, 2 point when you bring in a broker, but you also can get a whole multitude of points from some of the other products. But let me just give you a simple process and an understanding. Let's just say if you went out there and got 10 brokers on your team in a week, that is going to equivalent to 20 points. You would have made $3,500. Well, Alfred, how am I going to make $3,500? Well, the 20 points that you got, that's a $2,500 cab that they paid out to you, but you also earning $100 per agent you brought in. If you brought in 10, that's $1,000 plus the $2,500 cab. That's $3,500 in 1 week. And you could be a brand new person. Doesn't matter your rank. You bring in 10 business partners in 1 week, that's $3,500. Well, Alfred, what if I bring in 20 business partners in a week? That's $7,000. You get what I'm saying? Like if you bring in 40 business partners in a week, like some of the leaders are pushed to do now, you're talking about $14,000 in 1 week just off one way that you get paid. That's not even including the customers that I broke down. And remember, I said we get paid 5 different ways. I only covered 2 of them. This thing got me excited. Put a 2 in the chat if you see the value here, where you can go out there and build a real good business, really go out there and serve the community with the customer base, but also earn some significant revenue. I haven't seen something where I can bring in 10 partners and earn that type of revenue in a week. This is ridiculous. But that doesn't stop here, ladies and gentlemen. What have I told you? As you go out and build a team, if you do so choose, you get a 20% check match. You get up to 20% on what your first line level leaders are earning. I think this goes 10 levels deep. Second level can go as high as 15%. I'm going to give you an example. Let's just say one of your leaders come on board and they go hard. And let's just say they have a week where they earn $10,000 in a week and they just so happen to be on your first level. Well, you're going to get 20% of that. That's a $2,000 override to you. They made 10 grand. We all good. What if you had 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 leaders like that? And that's just on your first level. What you think happened at level 3 and level 5? As you go up in rank, these leadership bonuses starts to open up. It goes 10 levels deep with what this company has put in place. So I seen the residual piece. I seen that I can make upfront money. And ladies and gentlemen, when they showed me the back end money, I said, sign me up. I'm in. This we finna take this thing to the moon. Most people probably never even heard of this company. We're gonna make this company go viral. My goal is to put 1 million customers on the book on these products and services that you see here tonight. But here's what the company has put in place. They said, Alfred, if you go out there, our company is based on points. I said, okay, so you're telling me 1 point a customer, 2 point a broker. I can go get some points if I bring in a life insurance, and I can accumulate, and it's all about my team, not just me. Once you start hitting a certain amount of points, they pay you out a monthly infinity growth bonus. And this bonus can be paid out to 128,000 a month. This is something that is explosive. And so I started writing down the comp plan. I said, okay, I can make money up front. I can bring in customers. I can go out there and build a solid team and earn money and help my team grow. And if I do it good enough for a long period of time, I can start earning some of this back end money here that you see here on the screen. And so I haven't seen a comp plan at this level. When you talk about front end, back end money, even the residual factors was really, really impressive to me. And so we have trainings, like I say, every single day where you can plug your team in. That was powerful for me. We get paid weekly and monthly commissions. One of the things I love about the company, they always got something going on. I know they just came back from a cruise on one of the largest cruise ships in the country. But they also have another trip that I'll talk about here in a second that's coming up. So they got the recognition of awards, the trips, everything you need to be able to build the community on top of going out there helping your community and generating some revenue. And so this business is willable, sellable, and transferable, which is something that we've seen value in as well. And so you may be saying, okay, the services look good, people getting good experiences, the results are there. The comp plan makes sense. We can earn residuals, bonuses, and back end money. What does it cost to get started? Ladies and gentlemen, you can get started with us, or whoever the person was that invited you here on the call tonight, for $289.99 a month. And as you can see here on the screen, ladies and gentlemen, A+ rated on the Better Business Bureau, 5 stars on Google. Like, we're doing things the right way to go out there and scale and build something significant. And so again, you heard me earlier talk about the trip that they had just recently here on the cruise. Shout out to all the people that went on the cruise, but they also have an Aruba trip coming up that anybody can qualify for if you put your head down and go to work. So just wanted to be real brief here tonight. It's a real simple concept. $189 if you want to be a customer. You've seen the services and the value that we're bringing. But if you anything like me, I came in at that $289 level. You mean to tell me at $289 I can get the services too and make money? Ladies and gentlemen, it was a no-brainer. But as I close out here, ladies and gentlemen, here's what I want you to understand. Services, great. Compensation plan, awesome. I was just talking to one of my friends and I say, man, you know, in business, sometimes it's not even really about your talent or even about your work ethic. Oftentimes it's really about the timing. Y'all do me a favor and put timing in the chat. Some of you may be on this call and say, I don't got a big network, or I'm tired of building. I tried something like this before. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, we're going to build this thing to the moon. I want you to understand, we put 600,000 people in a previous build, and we're going to build this bigger than what we built before. I want to ask yourself a question. Would you got started with whoever got, or with me, if you had an opportunity to join on day 5 of us starting the company? You're at that moment right now. You can never say that you didn't have an opportunity to sit here and take a look at an opportunity that we're going to build to the moon. And here's why that's important. This business model, you only need 3 legs. Obviously, we know way more than 3 people. So when we bring in that 4th, that 5th, that 6th, that 20th person, guess where they're going to go? They're going to go under the people that's under those first 3 legs. So it's an opportunity where sometimes you may find a massive amount of people that fall in up under you, right? Timing and positioning is everything. And so I just want you to encourage you to let you know that investment into yourself is the best investment you can make in your life, because you immediately gain equity. And so tonight, we're excited. 5 days in, I want to encourage you to don't overthink it. Get back with the person that invited you. I always tell people you're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. If you decide to get started tonight, we're going to add you into our exclusive Telegram group. You'll get all of the updates, the support you need to be able to help you really build your business, whether it be part-time or full-time. We're going to give you all the support that you need here to grow. So again, $189 to be a customer, $289 if you want to be a business partner. And we're excited with where we're going. And I can tell you, we're just getting started. Get back with the person that invited you, and we'll see you at the beach or the bank. Y'all be blessed.